Welcome to day 8. Making art is not an escape from reality. It's a deeper engagement with what matters most. Connection, compassion, creativity, community. Your consistent practice helps keep the essential values alive and growing. It's how we transform pain into beauty, fear into hope, and joy and wonder becomes a part of every day. It's all about connection. I hope you enjoy today's video.
Right, and then this one here, look at the shape of the top of the beak and how the eye relates to that. Both at really odd angles, but how interesting is it to play with these odd angles? To try and figure out how best to portray that. All right, I see a lot of angles. What I want to do now is look at the darker parts and see what I can do to describe these white feathers so that certain areas stick out a bit more than others. So for example, these feathers on this wing as they're bending forward, I want those to stand out a bit more. So I need to make the feathers behind them a bit darker. And it is darker, but we're probably going to push it a little bit in doing that. It's kind of difficult not to give a white being a bit of an outline when you're working on white paper, short of drawing around them, which we've not done on any of these other drawings. So I feel like it would probably be a little bit out of place here, but we'll look at some other things we can do when we start to think about whether the page is finished or not. So a little bit more dark around the musculature under the arm, under the wing, arm, same. A little bit of feather at the back there. This would be kind of nice to try and keep really light. So let's bring in some darks around that, describe that a bit more. And then here. Now these feathers come down this way. Bigger feathers here, folding over the top of each other. And it's kind of difficult to see how these integrate. So I want to define the edge of these feathers a little more. There's a feather that's kind of missing in there. Let's add that in. So that the feathers behind feel like they're sitting behind. So my choices now become, what do I want to be really light to stand out? And what can be pushed back a little bit? So I want those feathers sticking out, I want these feathers sticking out. Bring that up against the walls. I want the top of this head to be really light. I want this head to be light. Under here needs to be darker. define the shape of these feathers a little more. What do you think? Kind of wishing I'd chosen a lighter blue. But I do feel like we just have to pay attention a bit with this one, right? We have to look at what's going on rather than just see straight away. The gorgeousness. And that's good too, you know. Interact with the drawing a little bit more. The questions you want to ask yourself is, how are you feeling about the drawing? Is there much more that you want to add to it? And if so, where and why? Like, think about why too. What's it going to help you bring out? Another important question to ask is, did I find connection? Did I enjoy my process and my practice? What was a little bit stretchy? What do I want to do differently next time, if anything? What did I notice come up feeling-wise? I think something that's bothering me a little bit is my scribble lines between the neck and the wing a bit there. There we go. That feels a bit better, doesn't it? It just kind of made it look like it was all part and parcel of the same. That feels a bit better. Yeah, that feels a bit better. Look, sometimes it's just something simple and that makes all the difference. And as long as it makes a difference to you, that's all that matters. All right. I enjoyed that. It was kind of stretchy, right? But I quite like how it turned out. I love the movement in this reference. This is another one that I think could be really beautiful, done quite big. And with a lot of detail too. And again, I could whittle away on this for quite a while yet. And if that calls to you, then do it. All right. Excellent, excellent.